Hi, everybody. Diana here. Welcome to this week's episode of Good Gadgets. If you're new to Good Gadgets, what that is every week I put out a video. It could come out on Sunday. It could come out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't have a set date for it because sometimes I like a little surprise and I like to go, oh, somebody put out a new video. I want to go watch it. So for Good Gadgets, I have that be your surprise because they're so in common Sunday. So guess what day that comes out? That's one video series. And then there's the quilting library that comes out every Monday. So Good Gadgets is that kind of little surprise throughout the week. So you never know when it's going to show up. And what Good Gadgets is I take a couple of different tools that we use for quilting or sewing, and I kind of demo them for you a little bit or review them for you a little bit. I know if you're like me, sometimes it's nice to see somebody actually using a product before you decide whether or not you want to buy it. Now, granted, a lot of the companies have really good videos, how-to videos for their products out now. And of course, you're going to get that good information there. But sometimes it helps to see someone who's just a regular stitcher like you are, working with a product as well, and maybe see if there's any like tips or tricks that, I have when I use it that might help you or something like that. So this week's Good Gadgets there's several of them now. I think we're in our, I don't know, 6th or 7th week now. We've been doing them for a little bit. This week, it was kind of happenstance that it worked this way. I'm kind of looking at products from a single company. And that company is the Gypsy Quilter. I love that name, the Gypsy Quilter. I always think of the Gypsy Quilter when I see purple, because all of their products have purple, and I love purple. And so I was looking, because part of what I do for Good Gadgets is I go through some of my own tools, right? If I haven't receive something new that I want to demo or try, I'll look through my own tools, because I got a whole chest of them over here. Like the guy's tool chest out in the garage that's on the wheels with the pull-out drawers. Right there, I've got my very own, and it's full of tools and gadgets and things that I use a lot. And so I was looking through my drawer. Actually, I was looking for something specific, and I started to notice I was seeing little pops of purple everywhere. And I just happened to pick them up and notice, oh my gosh, these are all from the Gypsy Quilter. So I went online at the Gypsy Quilter's website, and I took a look. There we go. Here it is, to see, what kind of things does the Gypsy Quilter offer? And so this is their website. And you can see about products here. You can contact them, join their mailing list. And there is a button here about them. And if you actually come down here, this gives you their history. And the Gypsy Quilter began in 2007 as a cottage industry. We love that. Support our small businesses. Right here in the U.S., Lynette Edens of Savannah, Georgia. It was her idea. So she is now, it looks like she is a consultant, because the company was purchased by Rob Krieger in Ohio, it looks like. So anyway, you can get all of that information about them. Retailers, they sell through Fat Quarter Shop and Missouri Star, Keepsake Quiltings and Notions. You can probably even find some some Gypsy Quilter supplies at your local quilt shop, because I know that's where I get all of my products, is my local quilt shop. Again, we're kind of supporting our local folks. If your local quilt shop doesn't carry the Gypsy Quilter, you might want to ask them to do that if they could. Or you could, if they, for some reason, can't get you what you need, look down here again. You could order through the Fat Quarter Shop, Missouri Star, Keepsake Quilting and Notions. So those are another options. I always try to go to my local quilt shop first, and then I come back and if I can't, and then I look at some of those online retailers that are awesome to work with as well. But look, they have a lot of stuff. I bet you have seen some of these products out and about when you've been at your local shops or when you have been at different events and stuff. I bet you've seen other stitchers have one. You might even have some of these things yourself. Okay, so I thought, oh, before I go, in this week's Sew in Common, I talk about a thread cutter, and I did find that information and I did put it in that description. But I also said that I knew Gypsy Quilter had one. This is the Gypsy Quilter thread cutter. I don't have this product, but I know someone who does, and she loves it. So there is that option for you as well through the Gypsy Quilter. But look at all these other fantastic things. Iron rests, bobbin holders, these little guys, we're going to talk about those, mats, all kinds of stuff. And I believe this product here was their first product. It goes on your long templates. It's like a suction cup on them, and it keeps them from sliding around, and you can pick them up and hold them with that. It's a great idea. I have one of those from a different company though, so I didn't know Gypsy Quilter did them. Now I do. All right, so we're going to talk about a few things from Gypsy Quilter. The first thing, did you know they did duckbill scissors, applique scissors? Now, in a previous episode of Good Gadgets, I talked about duckbills, and these are very definitely for righties, but so I can't use them, unfortunately. So these are going to be gifted to someone because they're great little scissors. And I did practice cutting with them. And let's see, I want to find something that I know I can cut and it's not going to cause a problem. So if I just cut like I do with a regular scissor, they just cut super nicely, really nice and sharp. So if you're a righty and you need duckbill scissors, and they're pretty and purple, and they say right there on the flat blade on the duckbill, from the Gypsy Quilter. These are 4-inch with a 1/2 inch wide bill. So this is 1/2 inch, and then the overall piece is 4 inches. Very nice, nice sharp point here, really good. So those are from the Gypsy Quilter. So yes, those eventually will be gifted to someone. They came in a monthly subscription box I get, and unfortunately I just can't use them, but they're super great. So that's one thing from the Gypsy Quilter. Now here's another thing from the Gypsy Quilter, and I'm going to flip the camera over so you can see this one. And this is their Applifuse mat. It's a completely silicone mat, and what do you use? Of course, you use it for when you're doing your applique. You can iron on it, and all the little glue and bits from your heat and bond and stuff gets on there, and this rolls off. It doesn't get on your mat or doesn't get on your pressing mat. Now, this is a smaller size. Yeah, I want to double check my measurements. This is a 7-inch square. And you know what I love this one for? I take this with me to events and classes. So I can have a small little applique mat right there with me when I travel. Or if I know that I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff right at my sewing machine, I will use this at my sewing machine to do my applique as well. I have a bigger one that I use here at the cutting table and pressing area, but this small one, especially like if you have a small space, perfect to use with this. If you need one for traveling, perfect size as well. Nice 7-inch, and it's got that beautiful. Now let's see here, because this could, yeah, this inner square here is a 5-inch square. So that kind of helps you a little bit with measurement too. You know, if it fits right in there, it's 5 inches, and that's going to give you 1 inch on each side, up and down for 7. So you could use that for an idea if you're trying to create a block with borders too. You've got that measuring. And the nice part is too, you can see right through it. I can see my lines on my cutting mat right through it. So the Gypsy Quilter's Applifuse mat, great little product. That one I would suggest for anyone that does any kind of applique. Yeah, I like that one. All righty. Now, the next item I want to show you that I have, and can I just be honest, this one has confused me for the longest time. It is the sew on or spot on dot magnifying lens. The designer is Carolina Moore, and this is the 1-inch diameter dot. Are you like me and going, what in the world do I use this for? I didn't know either, but I looked it up on the Gypsy Quilter website. I looked up a little video for it too on YouTube. So when I take it out of this nifty little case with the purple insert, which I kind of think is kind of groovy myself, I noticed that it's got like a little suction-y type ring right here. And this is what you do with it. Now let's see, you're not going to be able to see. Let's use this bigger one here. Here I have a template ruler. Let's say that I'm going to be cutting and marking a bunch of stuff, and every time I do, I want to hit a specific point every time. Let's say it's that point right there. I come over and I put my little dot there, press it down, and it sticks to that spot. See, it's not falling off. It's stuck right there. But the cool thing is it magnifies that spot. So it makes it easier every time. Let's just say that dot needs to land right there. It makes it easier every time to make sure that your template, your ruler, is right on the space, because you see the lines, they're nice and highlighted or magnified. So that helps you to line it up. It helps you with your precision. And what am I always saying? Quilting is an art of precision, right? We try to make things as precise as we can to get our points to come together properly and all. That's what that does for you. That's what that does to help you. I didn't know that, because when I received this, there was no information. And to be completely honest, I set it aside because I couldn't figure out what it was for. And so I finally went and looked it up, and I thought, yep, that is going to come in super duper handy, especially for me, because, you know, I'm always putting on my magnifying glasses to see things a little better. That helps even more. So that, I give that one a super thumbs up. The little spot on dot magnifying lens, and this is the 1-inch diameter. So let's come back over to our main camera, and we'll see if they have see, let's go to their Notion section on their website. It's not opening. Might be because I'm sharing my screen. That might be why it's not opening. See, can we get to it this way? No. Okay, so you'll have to go to this Notion section. Oh, here we go. They just popped up down here. That's what's going on there. So there's the mats. So they're in all kinds of sizes. That's awesome. There is a 2-piece lens. So it looks like that one has a couple of sizes in it. There's the 1 size right there. So for sure, those are going to be worth your taking a look at. So pop back over. I'm going to come back to their page here in a minute. All right, so that's that one. So far we've looked at applique scissors, applique mat, precision magnifying piece. All of these, wouldn't these make a great gift for a friend who does applique for the holidays? It's Christmas in July month. We all know that, right? We start to hear that every July, Christmas in July. So wouldn't that be a lovely little gift, and maybe a charm pack or something to go with that, so they could make applique? That would be a lovely gift for the holidays. Okay, couple of more items that I want to show you that I have here. The next one are heat-resistant thimbles. Why in the world would you need heat-resistant thimbles? My needles aren't hot, right? So let's open these up, because these are cool. And I will tell you what I use mine for. because I have another set of them that I use all the time. So you get 3 of them in the packet. Looks like one's for a thumb. They're silicone, so they're not going to melt. One for my middle finger and one for my index finger. What in the world would I use these for? Well, I don't use 3. I usually use 2 at a time. Let's flip the camera back over. So they're to protect your fingers from being burned, right? So while I'm just stitching like this with this hand, I don't really need them, right? But let's put them on my other hand. Okay, so let's say I'm opening, I'm pressing this seam open and I have it open and I need to get my iron in here really close. That's really close to the good old fingers. There's a burn going to happen there most likely. But with these, I can put it there. I can even touch them and it's not going to burn. Don't worry, because I'm on this, my iron's not on right now. Because you all have seen me do this before and burn a hole in my mat. So I didn't want you to be concerned. I know you're out there going, no. But you can come right along here and keep everything from being burned on the little fingers. Now, here's the other thing that these are great for. Let's say you are making binding and you need to do the good old fold over and then you need to press, right? And you typically have to keep your fingers down here, or you're running them through a binding maker that's metal that gets kind of warm. If you're using these heat resistant thimbles by the Gypsy Quilter, you can get your fingers right up there. You're not burning yourself at all. Now, you want to know what I use them for? Besides that, I'm trying to think of where, oh, here it is. Let me grab my good old glue gun. Glue that comes out of this puppy is hot, right? It's hot glue gun. When I use my glue gun, and if I have to hold something small and place it down, and I'm worried about, the glue spilling over on my fingers, if it gets on these, all I feel is a tiny bit of warmth. I don't feel any burning. I don't burn my skin. Then I can set it down. I can put my finger on it to hold it down. It's not going to burn through my finger. You will feel a little warmth, like I said, but you're not going to be burned by the glue. And so I've been using my thimbles, my silicone thimbles, for about a year and a half, maybe. I started out using a different brand, but I'm going to use these now for when I use hot glue. And it really helps to keep you from burning your fingers when you're using hot glue. So you get 3 sizes. You don't have to wear all 3 at once. Maybe you just need one. I typically, like I said, do my pointer finger and my thumb. Those are the ones I normally are usually involved in something that's going to get burned. So I think that if you quilt a lot and you have to make binding, if you do crafts with your kids, put these on the kids' fingers to keep the kids from getting burned. If they're just old enough to start to learn how to use the glue gun with your assistance, use these. So again, that's another, we're putting together a whole little gift bag over here of things. Now, there's 2 more items, and I will tell you, they are 2 of my favoriteest tools that I use, regardless of the fact that they both come from the Gypsy Quilter. Don't they have great products, you guys? Aren't these wonderful? I mean, they're so useful. So the next one, have you seen these? I know if you haven't, you're going, what in the world is that, Diana? But if you have, you know that they're wonderful because this is what they do. They keep the strings all in one place. So after you've opened your thread and you've used it and you've got your loose tail right here, right? Just wrap it around, wrap it up close, and put it around. It's like a little slap band for your thread. They're called peels, P-E-L-S or P-E-L-Z. We'll check when we go back to their website, but they're called peels. You can get them in little bags. You can even get like a whole little bucket of them. And trust me, I've received them as gifts. I've bought my own. Whenever these come into my view, I snatch them up because I use them for all of my Aurifil threads that I use for my regular sewing. I use them for all of my applique threads that I use for machine embroidery, except for the ones that have like the built-in thread holder with them. I use these, and a lot of threads don't have that necessarily. And so I love them. They come in a multitude of colors. Like I said, we'll look at them at their page, but I love these. They're called peels, and they are super duper handy. One of my absolute favorite things is that little peel. Alrighty, so now I want to bring the camera back to the overhead. So let's pretend, shall we? Let's pretend that this beautiful Kimberbell fabric from their Red, White, and Bloom collection is a quilt. And I've got it under my machine and I'm ready to start doing my quilting. So if I'm going to free motion normally, or if I'm going to embroider on my sewing machine, do free motion embroidery on my sewing machine, usually I've got my hands out here and I'm pushing and pulling and doing all of this with my hands. And even with gloves, because I typically wear quilting gloves when I do this, it can put some strain on the hands and your wrists, right? When you're doing this. Well, look what Gypsy Quilter has. They come in a packet of 2, so you get the smaller one and the larger one. It slips through your the needle area right through here. Line it up, and then you have your finger here, a thumb here, your fingers out here, just ever so lightly. And you can see exactly the area which you're sewing. When I'm doing this, when I'm quilting like this, I have to really pay attention to what I'm stitching, because I could get sidetracked and start moving this way and this way. There's no boundary, right? But with these Gypsy, it's called the Gypsy Fabulous Fabric Glide from the Gypsy Quilter. When you use these quilting, I call them machine quilting hoops, but they're called a fabric glide. When I'm using these, I have a boundary. The only place I'm worried about right now while I'm quilting or doing embroidery through my sewing machine is what's in this circle. And I can move it around and I can study. I don't care about this. I don't care about this over here or here, just what's in here. And if I want an even smaller area to concentrate, say I'm concentrating up in a corner and it's a smaller area, the smaller one is perfect for that. So these are the Gypsy Fabulous Fabric Glides. They come in a set of 2. They are a must for any quilter who likes to quilt on her domestic sewing machine or his domestic sewing machine, or that they like to do their applique embroidery on their domestic machine. This really in free motion. These are perfect for those projects. Flip the camera back around. So if you have a friend or you are a quilter and you think these, and look at the back, see the bumpies on here? So they just slide smoothly. They grip and slide smoothly. They don't get stuck. And so if you're a quilter, or if you have a friend who's a quilter and you're looking for a gift, this should be at the top of your list if they do their own free motion quilting. Seriously, these are wonderful. And if you have a friend who is an applique person, look what a gorgeous little gift you could do with these others. And regardless, if they use thread, throw them in some peels, because I love those. So that is today's products that we're going to review for Good Gadgets. They're all from the Gypsy Quilter. I want to slip back to their website for a second. So I'm going to show you. So they also have these pinch and go around your bobbins. These go, I'm sorry, it keeps, every time I touch it, it keeps going over, but these little pieces here go in the top of your bobbin and connect your bobbin to your thread. And, oh, there we go. So you can see those. See, that goes down into your bobbin. Oh, actually, part of this goes into the top of your thread and part of it goes into the bobbin. And there we go. Oops. And here are the peels. They come in back. See, they come in pink and green and orange and blue. And look, really 12 pieces for $8.99. That's not a bad price at all. And let's see. Here are our fabric glides. $23, guys. Trust me, it'll be the best $23 you ever spend if you do free motion quilting on your domestic sewing machine. There's a picture of it at a sewing machine in process. Lovely. So I suggest you look at your local fabric shops and quilt shops. Ask them if they can get these for you. Also, there was something else I wanted to show you. Oh, here, we were talking about this for making your binding strips and your bias binding. And of course, if you use that, you're going to want to use those little silicone thimbles as well to keep your fingers from getting singed. And trust me, they'll get singed. I've burned myself more than I can count. And I just love all these different sized of the silicone mat. Here they have the quilting gloves as well. There's the little, there's the little duck bills, but look, they also have those tiny pointed snips that we love. Project bags, pins. Oh gosh, they just have so many cool things there. So definitely take a look at the next time on the notions wall at your local fabric shop, and take a look for the purple packaging and the purple products, because I bet you they're all from Gypsy Quilter. And give some of these a try. Take a look at their website and read about their products some more. You might find other things on there that I didn't show today. Let me make one disclaimer. I normally make this at the beginning and I forgot. I am not supported by, nor am I a affiliate of the Gypsy Quilter. These are products that I have, that I've used, that I've tested, and just wanted to share with all of you. So I'm trying to think, was there anything else I needed to tell you today on Good Gadgets? Nope, I don't think so. I think we covered everything. I hope you enjoyed these little reviews of these tools. These are really good gifts for the holidays and good things to have in your own toolkit. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you again next week for the next episode of Good Gadgets. Bye now.